like having a character like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, like he's a dead dude, like holding a Bitcoin.
That fucking sound he always made.
Taking my Bitcoin now. Yeah. Let's go to a house where everyone invested in Bitcoin.
Oh shit, we're live.
We're live? Oh shit.
Yeah, woke up this morning, so I was pretty live.
All right. Let's grow, Cryptardz community. It's your boys, Billy, Brandon, and Ruhz. We out here in the new studio. We started this podcast to give you guys some insight on the crypto community, what's going on in it, how to get involved, how to get started. Not that we're professionals. None of us know shit about it. We know a little bit. What do you know about crypto, Brandon?
Well, considering this is the inaugural day of our presidency, this is convenient. That is, well,
America's in a new relationship. We got a new boo. We got a new boo-boo.
I'm not a professional, so that's basically why we're here, to show you guys that you do not have to be some kind of a programmer or a coder or have some master's degree to understand Bitcoin or invest in it. I used to think that way. When I first saw a crypto address, I was just terrified. I thought it was some hacker. Like, man, this isn't legit. Like, this is crazy.
With your seed phrases and all this shit. Write this 12-word key phrase. Like, okay, I'll write that down.
And then lose it.
Yeah.
And then write it on it. You get locked out and can never fucking get your shit back again.
Yeah, who's gonna do it? When I first heard about cryptocurrency, I was in prison, and it's funny because the guy, I had accidentally been transported to Ely. So this is a max security prison. Somehow they messed up paperwork. So here I am. I'm a low level. I'm not some criminal. It's low level crime. They send me to Ely prison where it's 24-hour lockdown. And my neighbor, he was an anarchist. So he's sliding me pamphlets about anarchy and anarchism, and I'm just like, oh, wow,
making pamphlets in the cell out there?
No, you can actually get magazines and stuff. And
he's got a printing press out there? Shit.
And one of the articles when he was sliding me the anarchy paperwork was about cypherpunks and Bitcoin and hackers, and I was like, this is cool. Like, I have the money that hackers made? Yeah.
This is during that whole Occupy
This was
time,
yeah.
right?
This was after. Well, this is 20. So I got out 2015. Not a few years after. So it's around 2013, 2014, and that's how I started reading about it. And I was like, okay, yeah, anarchy. I could get into this because our banking system is trash. So that's when I first learned about it.
What about you, Billy?
I was at your house a couple years ago, right here, and came over to hang out, and you had the charts pulled up, and I was like, what the fuck is all these candles? What are you doing here? He's like, I'm trading Bitcoin. I'm like, trading Bitcoin?
What the hell, bro?
What do you mean trading Bitcoin? This looks like some sort of stocks.
I was making mistakes, y'all. I wasn't trading. I was making mistakes that y'all are going to learn here in a little bit.
And I was just like, this looks like stocks. And you're like, yeah, it basically is like stocks. I didn't know that Bitcoin could be traded or anything. I just heard the word Bitcoin back in like 2010, and it's like, okay, cool, Bitcoin.
Damn, you didn't invest back then?
I had no interest in it because I didn't know what the hell, I didn't understand it really. Never took the time to really dive in and research what the hell it was and all this stuff.
That's what most people do. You guys get nervous that you're going to sound, that you're not going to know what you're talking about. That's why I didn't get in, because I didn't want to say someone doesn't know anything about coding and you just don't want to feel like you don't know what you're talking about. So that's why a lot of people don't get into it.
And it's just a learning curve also. There's this like a slight learning curve that some people aren't willing to put in the time to actually understand it.
Yeah, I back then I just, I heard the word Bitcoin. It went right over my shoulder. Never thought of it again until I was at your pad and you were showing me the charts, and I was like, what? You can trade Bitcoin like stocks? And I didn't know that that's what the whole deal was around it. So then I went home and just started researching and was like, shit, this could really potentially allow me to quit my 9 to 5 down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was always thinking, how the hell can I make some extra cash? Like, I was always thinking, if I found a product that I could just
selling drugs.
Yeah, without having to resort to selling.
I've always done that. And I'm just like, I want to be legit.
Yeah, you know, like I'm not trying to go to jail, you know, but I want to make some. I want to make some extra cash, you know. So, but yeah, so I started researching it, and definitely something that caught my interest.
I mean, I watched your interest like grow, like the amount, like how fast you learn to read charts. Because I've known about Bitcoin since like 2010 at least, 10 or 11. I think we built miners in 2011 or 12.
Yeah, you got in way back then. How did you learn about it?
It was through my brother. I think it was through my brother. We learned about. He explained to me what Bitcoin was, and I still didn't fully grasp it. And we built these miners, and we set those up in my dad's basement. And then we started mining Litecoin back then. It wasn't even Bitcoin. Wow. Bitcoin was already too, like, it was all.
You thought it was too big.
We thought it was too big, and this is when Bitcoin was like $150. We're like,
gosh.
Bitcoin is too big to mine with graphics cards. Let's just mine Litecoin, and and we mined a lot of Litecoin back then. But I mean, this is before we understood wallets and how to secure them, and we were just talking about those 12-word passphrases and all that stuff. So we had these miners that were putting coin into an account, and then I had this account with this old exchange called Cryptardz. I don't know if any of you guys remember Cryptardz back in the day.
I've heard of it.
It's kind of just like Binance or Coinbase. It was like one of the exchanges back in the day, and they just got seized by the FBI, I think, for not paying taxes.
Oh, they did?
Everybody that had an account with them and any money that was in there just disappeared. Like, you went to their site and it just said seized by the FBI, and that's all you got.
Sort of like, was Mt. Gox seized too, or did it get hacked?
It was hacked. I think it was originally hacked. I don't know how much money they made off with, but I don't know what it
was. A lot.
I think they got seized because of the hack. It was something. I can't even verify. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I've been seeing articles that they're actually going to be paying some of the Bitcoin holders. Like, they're going to be able to pay them 85% or something like that of the money that they actually lost, which is
that's going to be good. I mean, that's going to be interesting how these banking institutions actually insure Bitcoin. Yeah, we're going to see how that works. But yeah, I mean, like, I got into it that early, just kind of mining and stuff and learning as I'm making mistakes. Like, there was no formal education on it. It was pretty much you learn from your mistakes as you're picking it up.
As you're doing it, and YouTube videos.
Yep.
I mean, if I try and learn something specific or whatever, I'll pull up a video and just basically learn and do invest my money and.
Yep. And that's pretty much the point of this channel, was to, like, for you guys to learn from our mistakes. Like, we are not giving investment advice. None of us are financial experts.
We're the Cryptardz.
Or licensed to give financial
anything.
advice. Do not take financial advice from us, but do learn from the stupid shit we've done and our mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I did when I went home after we hung out that night, went on Twitter, hashtag Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? So I started looking at all these different accounts and shit, and just trying to learn off of basically Twitter. And then I started seeing all these, bigger accounts shilling their paid groups and stuff. I joined a few of them to see what they were about. A lot of them out there were talking this huge vernacular and trying to teach you all these things that you really don't even need to know off the bat, or maybe even at all. The most important thing is supply and demand, support and resistance. Once I studied support and resistance, and I looked at a chart and just seeing the levels reacting to each other, it like opened my mind. I was like, what the fuck, this is crazy. Like, these things are bouncing off of each other, and like, certain points are bouncing off a certain level multiple times. And I didn't really understand, how to look at like larger time frames to find stronger support zones and stuff like that. I was fucking around on 5 and 15-minute charts and stuff like that, getting wrecked during chops and being impatient.
But at the most basic level, like, what was, like, even before you even learned to read charts, like what was the first? Yeah, like before you even learned trade analysis.
How did you buy some? What did you?
Yeah, like what was it? Like how'd you even get into it?
Well, I knew Cash App sells Bitcoin, so I fucking would buy it on Cash App, send it over to Binance, and then, well, my very first purchase was XRP at 50 cents when they made the. when they made.
There you go. He bought at the all-time high. You do not do
that
this.
wasn't the all-time high, but it was. It
oh
was,
yeah, no, but
it was
wow.
up there. It was when they made this partnership with MoneyGram, and I was new, and I was thinking, oh shit, like
yeah, I remember that
this
too.
This is gonna make the price explode, you know. So I put like $5,000 on it, and just blindly bought, you know, not even. This was like before I really dove in and studied support resistance and all that stuff, and I just blindly threw $5,000.
We call this FOMO investing, y'all.
Yeah, do not FOMO in.
And I just slowly watched my money disappear, and it was it was fucked up.
You didn't take it out. You're just like, there goes some more.
I was like, no, this
sucks.
This partnership's gonna fucking make it explode, and this and that, and blah blah blah. And then over time, it just kept going down, and I was like, you know what? I think I probably cashed out at a 50% loss, and after that, one thing is like once you take hits and you feel it in your stomach, you know, you take a loss,
you're sick.
It makes you want to learn more, it's just like. It's just crazy how you learn through your losses, you learn through your mistakes, and I think no matter what advice anyone gives the majority of the people listening to any podcast or in any group, you know, they're going to ignore the advice and they're going to continue to make these mistakes until they've had enough. And then
it's like an addict. You can't get an addict to, you know, like they're going to do what they're going to do until they're to a point where like, you know what? This fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore.
You're depressed. You just lost a lot of your life savings thinking you're going to fucking...
Well, first of all, don't be investing life savings. Don't be playing with your fucking life savings. Anything that you put in the crypto like crypto portfolio or stock portfolio, make sure that's money that you could lose. You can be comfortable losing 100%. Like if that money was to disappear tomorrow, you can still continue with your life as normal.
And we're based in Las Vegas, so I've learned this when I first moved here 20 years ago. You know, I'd start with a bankroll, you know, for my NFL gambling. I do quite well now, but the first year, you know, I think I started with $4,000, and I was gone in one game. I was like, you know, I'm like, oh my god, I got to work 3 years to save that up.
Really understanding support and resistance, and that's probably number one, along with risk management. Understanding how to calculate your risk when you're entering a trade, that's huge. And it also depends, like, what kind of trader are you? Are you trying to day trade? Are you trying to do some medium to long term swing trades? Or are you just the type of person who's looking to throw a few $100 into an investment account, you know, once a week, you know, once a month type thing? In
my opinion, that third option is going to be the most profitable one.
Yeah, a lot of people fail at day trading, and me looking back, I could be up so much more than I am.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, not fucked with the leverage.
If I would have just held, I would have just bought and held.
I'm the hodler. These guys know I'm always like, bro, I buy the dips. Billy's on his trade analysis. You'll see when we go over it. He knows what he's talking about. Go with a simple method. If there's a significant dip, I do a 70-30. 70% of my money I'm holding. It's not going anywhere. I'm a Bitcoin believer. Not to be construed with a believer. I'm holding forever, but I would always keep 30% of my money. So say you start out with 10,000, I'd keep 3,000 on the sidelines and wait for a nice dip, and I just buy in. And then when it goes up, I'll take out my 3,000 or maybe a little bit more, maybe 3,200, 3,500 to account for the profit I made, and I keep my base money in there. It's real simple.
Best route to follow.
Yeah,
I mean, like, because you're never gonna time the bottom or the top of the market perfectly. No one ever does, because there's no way to tell. Like we're looking at this chart that Billy has pulled up right here. You don't know. Like if you pull into where we are right now, if you zoom in, we don't know if it's gonna go up or down right now. Like so, there's no telling. Like Like,
that
of
was
course, when you
XRP.
look back at a chart, you go, "Oh, like you
This
see
is what
this is
will
look what it's
happen.
doing." But at the moment,
Yeah.
no one knows which way it's going right now.
And it's interesting. I wonder this week with the inauguration, you would think it's going to be volatile this week. So even Billy, what do you think is going to happen this week? I mean, with this all the stimulus money, obviously the Democrats are in there. We're going to get a bunch of free money. You think that's going to trickle into Bitcoin?
I mean, I think obviously with what's going on with the price doing, more than doubling since the $20,000 breakout. I have, like I've been telling you guys, I got coworkers hitting me up saying, "Hey, what's up with Bitcoin?" I got my 2 cousins hitting me up, "Hey, well, I want to buy some Bitcoin."
It's definitely in
there's
the mainstream now.
Still, these newer, interested people that are want to take the plunge that haven't taken the plunge yet. And I think if Bitcoin continues to go any higher, I think there's going to be a lot of FOMO that's about to be coming into play, and it's just going to continue to skyrocket. I mean, right now,
Wouldn't a FOMO pump cause a giant crash after? Because FOMO pumps are never like there's no support on them.
I mean,
It's just FOMO buying that's gonna pump and dump.
I mean, if we had a previous overhead resistance to gauge off of, I think there would be a lot more trade point targets that people are aiming for. But since we're in price discovery
it's price
now,
discovery, so we could go to
think
60K.
a lot
we
of-
don't know.
I think
mean,
what a lot
It's
of
all
people are doing
uncharted
right
territory.
now. I think a lot of people are just moving their stops up. You know what I'm saying? Until we
the
just
moving
get some
average
sort of
is
crazy
going,
crash.
is
So,
going up higher.
since there's no overhead trade point targets, resistances to kind of go based off of, who knows? A FOMO run could just fucking
Take
I don't know,
off.
run us past 50s, 60s to 100K down. Through obviously months ahead, but
I'm surprised that we haven't taken a run anyway. Do you have that BlackRock article? As far as the mainstream, this is what I was talking about. BlackRock gave 2 funds the go-ahead to invest in Bitcoin futures. If nobody knows, BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager. They control the world's largest asset fund. And let's see the price. What are we at? 7.8 trillion. So if they just put 1% into Bitcoin. Now they just approved 2 funds. I mean, this has to be huge news. I mean, we already have banks that are getting in on this, and now we have literally the largest asset manager in the world, on the planet, is going to be getting into Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this
I'm all in.
This post you had me pull up was written by Danny Nelson of CoinDesk, just to give him some credit there.
Danny Nelson, yes. And I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, BlackRock owns everything. I mean, they own the government.
I mean, that's a lot of money to pump in to go into Bitcoin, man. And I have a feeling. I mean, I'm going to assume that they're only going to invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum. I don't see a big company like this investing in any kind of altcoin. They're going to go with the top 2, possibly top 3. So after Ethereum, I don't even know what the third one could be.
I think it's Litecoin, right?
I would think so. Litecoin's it has the most history, and it's. Yeah, I mean, it's from what I remember, Bitcoin and
Dot, or it's Tether shows number 3, but
Tether's
Tether's actually 4.
Polkadot just
stable
took
coin.
off this week.
What's Dot doing? How long have I been telling you about Polkadot?
I know
Last week.
Litecoin used to be number 3 at some point, right?
Yeah.
Or was XRP up there? I'm not sure.
I think
but-
Litecoin might have more stability than these other ones, though.
Yeah, Litecoin's been around longer.
It's consistent. Litecoin's been around since I was mining back in 2011.
For me, like everyone's saying, I consider Bitcoin digital gold and Ethereum's digital silver. So when I look at it from a commodity aspect, like Bitcoin is king. I mean, we could have these arguments all day that anyone could even make a crypto. Any one of these could take over. This is some of the arguments that like Peter Schiff has because he's an idiot.
Anyone can make it, but I can create another Bitcoin tomorrow, but I'm not going to have the amount of users and the amount of mining
infrastructure.
power. And, like, no one will have mined that many coins. It's not going to have that same value. It wouldn't have had the same amount of hours put into it. So
the whole community around it. Well, that's like Parler and Facebook. Like everyone's like, well, just make your own Facebook. It's really anyone can make a Facebook.
Hey, China
I mean,
did
that's
it.
like saying Yeah, it's like saying just make your own social media platform. Just make another Facebook or Twitter. That's basically when you're saying, oh, anyone can make another Bitcoin. It's like,
well, anyway,
I
I don't know.
doubtful.
Facebook can be remade. Fuck a Facebook. Like anybody can remake Facebook.
Anyone, they own, how many billions of users they got? I mean, you say that, but there's
That's true.
how long's it been? 20, 30 years?
Yeah,
And it's not even, and Facebook's not even that cool
Hey, man,
anymore.
How
man.
fast did TikTok come up? TikTok just fucking came up like that?
Yes, absolutely.
Another app just like that can come up like that. Like these digital apps, it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People get so invested in these things, like they've been around forever. Like people fail to realize, like this Bitcoin pump. We're talking about like a month ago. The shit was sitting at 18,000. Before that, it was sitting at 10,000. Like just as fast as shit goes up, it can come back down.
Yeah, totally. And that's when I BTFD. Buy the fucking dip, homie. BTFD. I'm waiting for it to drop. I'm the one I've been waiting for weeks.
All right, let's grow Cryptardz community. It's your boys Billy, Brandon, and Ruhz back at it. So we're gonna jump right back into that story about Janet Yellen. And yeah, so what's going on with that story, Billy?
This article from Market Insider saying Janet Yellen suggests restrictions on cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, saying they are mainly used for illegal financing.
I mean, first of all, look at this old bitch.
She's
Look at her.
well,
Like
she's an
we're
idiot.
We're gonna take her fucking word on coin. Like,
She's senile. She probably does she even know what a cryptocurrency is? This is what we have to deal with. This is the bearish side of BlackRock investing in. Is we have these two, like we're gonna be like Tekken. Shuriken. We're gonna have these two fight. They're gonna BlackRock's like no. I mean, pretty much BlackRock pays these politicians anyway. And if you're listening to Janet Yellen, well, we should have pulled up all the people that she gets paid from, all the banks that pay her to speak. There's probably 15 or 20 banks that pay her $200,000, $300,000 to speak. So of course she's going to come out against cryptocurrency, and
so I don't even know who she is. I'm just looking at her face and going like she looks like crypto just sounds like the boogeyman to her.
She retired 10 years ago.
Well, she happens to be the Secretary of the Treasury, so she's the one who's going to be telling the president what kind of laws.
So she's the one that just came in
just now. Yes.
Oh, so she's the one replacing the old one.
And she used to work for the Federal Reserve, so she'll be telling the president and giving him advice on what kind of laws to pass, bro.
About Bitcoin.
About Bitcoin.
I mean, even with these articles coming out, I mean, I'm sure BlackRock knows that, all these people that are trying to create restrictions, and it must not be scaring them much if, seeing this stuff. So it's
exactly.
BlackRock, how much of what they're saying on these articles is really going to impact the market? You know what I'm saying? Down the line, obviously, when the regulations do hit, I'm sure it's going to impact in some way. But
it could be positive and negative. Because
you got the micro strategies.
There's too much big money in
Coming
for
in,
them to be fucking with it. They're going to have to try and get in themselves. I think they're trying to scare all the weak hands out so they can buy up all your Bitcoin. Do not listen to these idiots. She's an idiot. Peter Schiff's an idiot. They are the financial terrorists. This is what Max Kaiser talks about all the time. Banks are financial terrorists. Janet Yellen is a terrorist. For her,
hallelujah.
Preach. This is money that is yours for newbies. So Bitcoin makes you your own bank. You control your money. No bank's gonna come over and say, "Hey, we're gonna charge you $30 because you left your keys at home and forgot to deposit your money, so you overdrafted. Now we're gonna charge you $40 2 or 3 times." They can't say, "Oh, we're gonna charge you interest on this." You control your money. Those people are terrorists. So Janet Yellen, it's oxymoronic that she's saying it's for financial terrorism or for terrorism.
Yeah, how much? The U.S. dollar has been used in illegal activity.
That's like saying, criminals use air. Are we gonna what are you gonna do? Are you gonna ban air, water? That's for the courts to decide who is a criminal. Everyone uses cars, like you were saying. But like, are you gonna ban cars? Criminals use cars to rob banks. Well, we ban cars, air, water.
I think at this point, if any country was to try to outlaw cryptocurrencies, it's like that country's who's getting left behind. Like they're setting themselves up to be fucked over for the future.
This is why I always tell you, I love America. America, I love it. But when I say we're slow. Okay, the SEC chairman that just left is the one who filed the lawsuit against XRP. If you guys want to look it up, saying it's a securities. So he was.
Jay Clayton, he
Clayton,
files a lawsuit against XRP 4 days before he retires. Like, what they need to be doing is checking to see if that motherfucker put in a short order on XRP right before he fucking filed the lawsuit. Like, there's some illegal,
he's
illegal
probably got
right
some.
there.
He's probably got some shorts in.
Hey, we had the Georgia Congress. Was it the congressman and congresswoman that did the same thing when the COVID news came in?
Oh yeah,
they shorted all their stock that they had right before the public got news of COVID.
That's because they are the terrorists. They're the ones that are screwing America. If you think about it, we should be investing in this technology, nurturing it. It's like the new SEC chairman that's coming in was saying, he was telling Congress that you shouldn't be passing these stringent laws against crypto because they're going to go to China. This is what we do. We scare everyone out of here that's innovating because
some of the biggest exchanges in the world are ran out of China right now.
It's allowing everyone to take control of their own money. You know what I'm saying? Their own, their own financing. It's allowing us regular people to block out the banks and control your own self-worth. You know what I'm saying? The US dollar continues to go down. Look at cryptocurrencies. They're exploding. Everyone is diving in. The regulators are getting scared because they're losing control. It's all about control. They just want to control us like they're always doing, trying to talk about illegal bullshit when they're out there doing illegal activities themselves.
Like I said, they're the terrorists.
That's the reason why I have no problem. I would love to move out of this country to a full-blown friendly cryptocurrency country, because the amount of control that our government is just continuously trying to take on us is just getting stupid.
Now, I agree with the whole, we need control over our money thing, but that's a double-edged sword also, because now if you give people complete control over their money, now they have to become financial experts for themselves. Like now, if their money's in their control, they have to become their own security, their own investment firm, their own money managers. They are the ones that have to control their finances now. There's no one else doing it for you now. You have to secure it, make sure you never lose it. You have to invest it correctly. It's all on you now.
Well, that's good.
So it's great. It's great, but it's not for everybody. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a great thing, but it's also like for the masses. I see that as a scary thing. I don't see the masses. Like, I don't see my like someone older in my family, like someone like parents or grandparents' age, being able to do that and comprehend it on a day-to-day level to actually invest their money correctly and secure it correctly.
Well, that's why they should be nurturing it and teaching people about this in school.
But it's so new. It's so new.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's. I don't think there's enough information out there for them to teach in school. No one understands it enough. I still don't have the answer to the question: what the fuck is a Bitcoin miner mining?
Oh shit! Here we go.
I don't know. I'm gonna start.
We've been going over this.
If anyone can answer this question, someone answer this, because I understand it's digital digging. Trust me, I've read the definitions a million times too. I know it's working out this complex code, and it's doing this digital digging. It's working out these algorithms. But what is that code? Why is it doing it? Like this digital code that it's doing, what is it? What's the purpose of it?
From what I've researched is these miners are reverse engineering the answer to a problem. So say the miner is given an answer of just the number 10. Well, how did they come up with the number 10? Well, the miner is going to run through different possibilities of how they got the answer 10. So 1 plus 9 is wrong. Like let's say it's the answer is 10, and the way that they got it was 5 plus 5, right? That's the answer. 5 plus 5 equals 10. So what the miner is going to do is going to go through 1 plus 9, wrong. It's going to go through the next one. 2 plus 8,
so process
wrong.
of elimination.
3 plus 7, wrong. 4 plus 6, wrong. Then it comes up to 5 plus 5. Boom, unlocks. Unlocks
the next block. Is that what next? But yeah, what he's saying is, what is it?
Why? So this entire complex code that takes all this mining power is
the hash rate.
This hash rate, all it's doing is just, it's like this code is there for, like, it's not, I mean, so it's not working out anything. It's just,
What's like
what is like
hitchhikers?
Like you would think that this data, like if we're putting all
Guide to
this,
the Galaxy,
all this
it's
computational
42.
power, all this mining power, all these computers are pooling in their power. You would think we'd be doing it for a grand purpose, like something that's.
Well, it is money.
I guess
Well,
so, but what
some
is it?
Satoshis.
I think they
Yeah,
make-
it is.
Satoshis.
But like the data, you think that data would be like the
Satoshi.
data itself. I mean, I understand the data is coin, I guess, but like, man, this is so confusing. Like this is why it's confusing to me.
Now you're sending me down the rabbit hole.
I think what it has to do is like your hash rate is how much power, how many of
that's-
these problems
that's
you're
how
able
much-
to solve in a certain amount of time.
Yes.
And then the reward, the halvening, the amount of rewards that these miners get for every block that they mine. So it's like, but these problems are so complex. It's not as easy as my example as 10, 5 plus 5.
No,
Yeah,
they
it's
get, but they get
ridiculously
more.
com-
See,
yeah.
that's the thing. Also, with it, that's why it's so ingenious. From what I understand, is as the hash rate goes up, the answer to the problem gets more complex.
difficulty
The
goes
difficulty
gets
goes
harder.
up. So it
Yeah.
will never. Yeah,
That's
you're
true.
right. I'm confused. Does this never be? Is it never solved?
Yeah.
I think eventually,
keep-
it has to be solved. It's these miners are working together to just run through these different equations until they get to that right answer, and then they can they mine the block or whatever. They get a certain
the
amount.
reward. Well,
a certain amount of Bitcoin is mined, depending on what their reward is for mining that.
And to beginners out there, when we say mining, like we're talking about like it's called mining. It's a digital form of like gold mining almost. You're instead of digging in the dirt for gold, you're digitally breaking down complex equations for reward.
Yeah, I haven't
Satoshis.
haven't researched too much into mining or anything like that. I just, I'm more of a just chart trader. I just like looking at the charts. I don't really pay too much attention to the tech side of it. It just goes way over my head. I wish I was smart enough to understand half the shit that I see online, but I guess I'm just not that
It's
smart.
all
Hey,
fake
but-
news
But,
anyway.
but
You
everyone
don't
needs to
need
understand you don't
it.
have to be that smart to understand
This is
Bitcoin.
what we're trying
Like that's
to
that's
say,
what
yeah.
why we're doing. Like I'm not smart. I'm far from
Listen,
smart.
for my background, I'm a high school dropout. I dropped out in 10th grade. So
Hence the name Cryptardz.
Yeah.
no offense
No
to
offense.
anyone. Listen, we're here trying to make you money. While we try
That's
to make
us
some
explaining
money.
us.
I just want to buy the dip. Any ideas when the next dip is? With your trade analysis, what's going on with the...
Man, I think we're in for a huge one, but that's just me on hopes and dreams.
Well, we got the 30% correction that everyone was waiting for. Now,
that's what I've been saying. Was
now
that
we're,
our big correction?
Now we're just consolidating right now. Honestly, I have a hunch that we're going to see 28K again. I could be wrong. Just looking at some
I
things real
pray
quick.
to see 28K because I'm going to BTFD. I hope we see 28, but I've been saying I don't see us. Have we closed above 32? See, now this is where everyone out there is like, okay, now they're talking nerdy. These are just levels that it's dropped to and then went back up to, and we say support and resistance, right? So,
I mean, ideally, what we would have liked to see on today's close, 4 p.m. an hour ago, was close above this 36.8K level.
so it's a bad sign.
I
that we
mean,
didn't?
we saw a drop last night or yesterday that got eaten right back up.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it up to 36.7. But that candle,
So
I mean,
these
doesn't
billionaires
look,
are buying up these little dips. I'm
that
telling
candle
you.
doesn't look too bad. It got eaten right back up. But I mean, we continue to see that here. It dropped 16%, got eaten right back up, but the next day continued to fall. Got eaten right back up, fell a little more, ate back up, fell again, ate back up. We hit some resistance up in here in this supply zone. You can just look at these wicks though. Each time it's fallen, it's getting eaten back up.
Yeah,
I would have expected some upwards buy pressure, a little better than what we've been seeing, but we're just consolidating inside this wedge right here.
But it's staying in that wedge perfectly. It has been for these past few days. It's not.
Yeah, well, what I'm watching, because nobody knows what's going to happen. What I'm waiting for.
Well, it's gonna either go up or it's gonna go down.
No, for real.
My girlfriend always made it. Well, it's gonna do something.
I mean, ideally, if you're not in a position now,
I bought back in, full disclosure, I bought back in at 34.9. So when I was talking about earlier at 70-30, I had, 30%. And when luckily I woke up in the morning and I always check the price and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy. I haven't seen it go this low and we've been above that. So I'm in the profit.
Yeah, so if we end up losing this daily support right here, I'm looking to put some bids in around these wicks right here. I'm definitely going to be buying right around these zones. The bottom of this wick is around 30.1, 30.2K. Bottom of this wick is 28K. So yeah, I mean, if you're not in a position right now, sit tight, play some bids around these wicks right here, or you can take the conservative approach. This is more of an aggressive approach, buying the loss of support. You don't know where it's going to stop, where it's going to bounce before continuation, but these are safe bets, I'd say.
Yeah.
More conservative approach would be to wait for, a new high, buy the retest right here around 40.5K if we get there.
I'm buying anything
But
under,
like I said, if we lose
under 32, 34, I'm buying.
If we lose support, I'm buying these two wicks right here. Say you have a $10,000 trading account, with risk management, you don't want to risk anywhere between 2 to 3% of your trading account. So let's say 10 grand, you're doing a 2% risk trade. It's going to be $200 at risk. Looking at this right now, if I were to buy both of these wicks right here, I'd for the same amount, you're going to need a stop loss probably below this support right here, which leaves you at about a 10% stop loss. So you got to think if you're risking 2% of your whole trading account, and say it's a $10,000 trading account, you're going to have $200 at risk. Well, to get $200 at risk with a 10% stop loss, you don't want to put any more. No, you don't want to put any more. It's about $2,000 with a 10% stop loss. Is going to be risking $200, which equates to 2% of your total trading account, which for our example, is 10,000. So you buy 1,000 here at this wick, 1,000 here at this wick. So now you're in for $2,000.
Got you.
You're going to average in right around 28.9. You're going to want a stop loss below this support, which is coming to around 10%. So if you do it correctly, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, you're in for 2,000. 10% stop loss, you're still only at risk for $200, which is 2% of your total trading account.
Gotcha.
So don't be going all in. Stay strict to your risk management. I know can't count how many times I've just gone all in on one support.
100,000 times leverage.
And we just continue to go down. Yeah, stay off the leverage.
Hey guys, I think I saw a good spot to leverage my house.
Yeah, don't get eaten up by that stop loss monster.
Yes,
the leverage trading is the quickest way to go poor.
This is not financial advice.
This is
okay,
true.
But
we want our Cryptardz community to make money. Do not do like Billy did. He learned his lesson. Stay away from leverage unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And when you say you want to buy, when you say you want to buy a candle, because some of our Cryptardz cultists out there are probably trying to buy candles when you say buy this wick or this
wick. I mean, because you want to look. You
want to do a seance.
Maybe that's what we should sell in our gift shop.
He said to buy. He said to buy these wicks for the candle.
We'll sell red and green.
Is
candles.
that where
So all right. If we want to go back to some more basic terminology, if we have some brand new people in here that don't know what they're looking at, so right now we're on the daily chart. Each of these candles represents 1 day of trading. Right. These wicks shows how low the sell-off went, but the wick is showing the buyback, right? So this is where it bought back and it closed right here. Now this new daily candle opened here and went up.
That's what the wick is.
And then it got sold off. So there's the wick. That's representing the sell-off. Now it came back down, right? It came all the way back down here and bought back up here. It closed there. Then it repeats. And now this went up. It got sold off. It could have potentially started by going down, getting bought back up, went up, close here. So the bodies of the candle is the open and close, and the wicks just represent how high it went before getting sold off or bought back up. So yeah, we're on the daily chart. Each candle's a day. But what I'm saying when I say buy the wick, the bottom of the wick. So look at the price reaction when it hit this level.
Is that bottom like a support zone almost?
I wouldn't say it's a support, but it's just you're just able to visually see what happened in that range with the reaction that happened.
That's when it started.
It got eaten right back up. So, like I'm saying, I wouldn't say it's too bad of a play to buy the bottoms of these wicks right here. So, like I said, 30.2, place a little bid there, and around 28K you can be placing a bid there.
I can only hope we go to 28K. I don't see it happening.
I mean, no one knows what's going to happen. This is just.
I know what's going to happen. We're going to 50K.
I think we're going downtown.
We're going consolidating, and everyone thinks we're going down. Speaking of what the price prediction is, we have a bet going on.
Yes,
I think
we do.
Bill and I. When did we do this? Before the first. Jeremy was.
Yeah, it was right before New Year's.
So we each picked what asset if we had 100K, and which asset we would take. Raza chose gold.
Gold. For this year. We're talking about a 1 year period from this past December till next December. Hey.
I took Bitcoin. Didn't you take Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You did. Why am I asking? You did take Bitcoin. Why am I asking?
Now, why did I take gold? I think Bitcoin just had its parabolic run, so we're going to have an entire year or two of consolidation before the next crazy bull run. So for this 1 year gap, will Bitcoin eventually take over gold? Of course. But will it do it in this 1 year period? I don't think so. These 12 months are mine. Gold, let's go.
So we'll see. We will call the Cryptardz community. Remember this day. This is the inauguration day. So a year from now, when we come back, we'll see who won this bet, and it's gonna be Billy and I, of course.
Another general rule of thumb too is, you want 50% of your trading account sitting in spot Bitcoin at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because
what do you mean spot Bitcoin for newbies?
It's, non-leveraged.
In an actual cold wallet where you have access to it.
Just buying Bitcoin 1-to-1, no non-leverage, non-margin. Just
buying Bitcoin.
Just buying straight Bitcoin.
We don't want to scare off Cryptardz before they
keep 50% of your account in the spot Bitcoin holding, because you never know when it's just going to go on another run and dominate the market. When Bitcoin
which
starts
is going to be
parabolic,
all year.
Yeah. When Bitcoin starts going parabolic, it could do the opposite to a lot of altcoins and stuff.
Not this year. Yeah, actually, I'll take that back. Not this year.
So gold, but this is the argument I get into. The Democrats are in. We're getting all kinds of free money. Like everyone says, the printer's going to go.
This is true. The $2 trillion's already been approved.
My argument is, why is gold not at 3, 4, 5,000 when they're printing more money that they have in the entire history of fiat currency? This year, they printed 35% of all the dollars that exist.
This is true. I don't have the answer for that.
Think about that. Gold should be like 5K.
I mean,
I don't know if it should be 5K. It should be a little bit higher than it is.
It's 18. What is it at? Where are we at? I don't know.
1800 roughly. In the 1800s right now.
People are taking interest into digital currencies. Look at this run we just had with Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, that's what our argument is. That's why we're going to be splitting $500 a year from now.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't know if we're going to see 500,000 in this year. I think within the next 10 years, for sure, we'll be seeing like 400,000.
Yeah, no,
I think 10 years. Yeah, I think within the next.
It's got to catch up to the market cap of gold.
Yes. I mean, we're already at 1 trillion. We're at a tenth of gold's market cap. Like 2 years ago, people would have said you're crazy. Like Peter Thiel, whatever. He's an idiot. After 10 years he could have made trillions of dollars if he would have invested 10% of what he probably puts in the gold. He'd be a trillionaire now. But he still wants to fight it. Like literally, I mean, it's been 10 years. If you go back and watch the videos, and up to this day, still Bitcoin. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know, what more do you need to see? I mean,
I think a lot of those guys are just, afraid. They want to FUD Bitcoin as much as possible to keep their their theory on it strong so that their investors, because their investors are probably talking to them like, oh, what do you think about Bitcoin? But
the investors are already doing that. That's what I was telling Ruhz what I was saying.
Well,
MicroStrategy, they're making 10%. I was looking at the numbers. I think 10% on their investment that they did in Bitcoin already. So now, if you're a financial advisor, if your financial advisor is telling you Bitcoin's a scam or that, you need to find a new financial advisor. For one, they can't tell you to invest in Bitcoin. Obviously, they're not going to get a commission. So if any financial advisor was telling me not to look into Bitcoin, I'd fire them. I'd be like, well, you're an idiot, because they have a fiduciary responsibility, which means they ethically have to invest your money.
Hopefully you have a fiduciary.
Yes, there's two different... I didn't realize... I'm all using big words. I can't even spell fiduciary. I didn't realize there was a difference between financial advisors. If you are a fiduciary, it just means that you could be sued if you take really big risks with someone's investments.
If you're a fiduciary, you have ethics and morals.
Well, and you can be sued.
If you're just a financial advisor, there's a chance you're a soulless bastard.
Yeah, and you could actually be sued. If you're not a fiduciary, they could just take your money and come here to Vegas. Yeah. We'll go gambling with your money. Like, give me half your money. If you got a financial advisor telling you Bitcoin is bad, they're probably an idiot.
They're gonna be selling you shit that's high commissions for them mostly.
Yeah, they
if they're
wanted
not
to make money.
Well, like what I was talking about, when crypto community's favorite person, Peter Schiff, is constantly talking shit about Bitcoin. I just think he's just worried, that his investors are gonna want to turn to Bitcoin down the line, but he just talks so much shit on it. It kind of like gets them to
until they
the opposite.
But we've passed that threshold now. This is what I lost my train of thought. I have ADHD. That's what I was saying. Now that these investors see MicroStrategy, this is in BlackRock. We already talked about BlackRock getting in. Now these investors. Now you're sitting here watching. Say your neighbor's got MicroStrategy, and he just comes over with his new yacht. Like, bro, I just bought a Lambo and this and that.
When Lambo.
Yeah, so now think about these people that are going to be going to their financial advisors like, yo, bro, why don't we have any exposure to Bitcoin? MicroStrategy's doing it. So you're going to have these people, normal, everyday people, come in and putting their feet to the fire like, where's our Bitcoin fund? Why are you not buying MicroStrategy? BlackRock is getting into this now? People that have money and understand who these people are, and they're like, whoa. Well, what the fuck? Why is my advisor telling me Bitcoin's a scam and BlackRock's about to buy
a lot of these advisors or fiduciaries, they don't understand Bitcoin yet either. I mean, a lot of these people are old as shit. They're just as old as that. Who's the lady we were talking about? Janet? Yeah. They're about as old as her. And,
Yellen.
I mean, fuck.
Old Yellen.
America's New Boo-Boo, they just got sworn in today. He's fucking, 78 years old?
Yeah.
What the fuck is older than Trump was?
Remember old Yeller? Yeah, old Yellen.
We got
I think a lot of it has to do with fear of losing clientele. I mean, if not clientele, maybe at least fearful of these investors wanting to move half maybe 25% into Bitcoin, and therefore they're losing commissions on.
But it's going to get
clients,
to the exactly.
So there's just FUD. They're just throwing FUD out there.
But eventually these people are going to have to get in.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone's going to have.
They're going to want to get in.
They're going to leave these finances. So now they're going to have to find a way to invest in an ETF or something that's legit with Coinbase. Coinbase is going to have a fucking IPO. That's crazy.
That's insane.
I think it's funny too when you go on Yahoo or something. You see Bitcoin plummeted 30% overnight. It's like, dude, it's been
fake news. Fake news.
Well, I mean,
it's not. It's a highly volatile market.
Yes, it is.
It's a normal correction for
thing.
Bitcoin.
Yes, that's normal.
That's what blows my mind about. We all did leverage trading and got burned on it enough to understand it. It's. Wait, what were we? Fuck, my train of thought. Wait, what did you just say? What did you just say?
I just forgot what I just said.
Bumblebee tuna.
Cryptardz! I don't know. What the fuck were we just talking about?
How you do that?
Cut.
No, we're not gonna cut. That's just our train of thought.
This is why we're here. We're normal people that we don't have a script in front of us. We're not, this douchebag Peter Thiel. Invest in gold. We're normal working class when we had a job. people.
And we feel like we have enough information to give you to help you not make mistakes.
And make some money. I mean, literally, I don't have to work. I'm going to, but Bitcoin literally saved me. I did because I'm a freelancer. All of us, this is why we started this, because we're all in the AV industry. So Bitcoin literally saved my ass. I mean, with the amount that it went up, I don't have to stress anymore. All because of Bitcoin. So
I think what we were talking about was investors eventually wanting to get on board the Bitcoin thing, but their financial
advisor.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
Telling that
so these guys are super old, and they're you can't expect them to understand the whole blockchain theory or any of that, or actually even tell people to invest in it because they don't understand it.
I don't even understand.
Yeah, how are we gonna
to be honest?
I wouldn't want a fiduciary telling me to invest in Bitcoin, and because the volatility of the market, we were just saying there was a 30% drop overnight. That 30% drop overnight, that's so common in crypto. We were talking about trading with leverage and these swings. You were just saying having a 10% stop loss set up. Now, 10% swing is so common. That's a daily occurrence for crypto.
Yeah,
you're having a 10% swing every day. So if you, with 10%, you're liable to get liquidated really fucking in a day. Within a day, you're liable to, because 10% swing, that's unthinkable for the stock market.
A 10% stop. You can even put a 10% stop on a 10x leverage. I mean, you could, but that's your liquidation.
I have no idea.
Just stay away from the leverage.
Just stay away from it. I'm saying now he's 10 times the liquid. What?
It's true. I mean, 1% of day traders make money.
Buy
That's
low,
the
sell
statistics,
high.
isn't it?
Buy low.
Isn't it 1% of day traders
high.
make money?
Yeah, they say 2% are only successful, and it's because of poor risk management. You have to be really disciplined on, like I said, not going all in on one support. I can bring it up one more time with the calculator to kind of give a better explanation of how to calculate your risk. So let's say you have a $10,000 trading account. You want to risk 2% per trade. So you have $200 at risk. Now we were saying if you buy the bottom of this wick and you buy the bottom of this wick, you're going to average out to here. Well, you're going to want your stop loss under your next major support, which is right here. That's about 10%. So you're going to take your risk amount, divide it by 0.1 for 10%, which will show you can put $2,000 on this play with your stop loss down 10%, which will risk $200, right? So that's how to calculate your risk. Do it each time. I mean, that's also, if you're a swing trader, day trader, but if you're just looking to long-term hold where you're not going to be touching this Bitcoin at all for the next 5
That's what all of you should be doing, just putting a little bit of money in all the time. Oh, when I went to the restaurant, Macaroni Grill. I told you about that, and even the waitress there I overheard her saying, "Yeah, I'm putting all my tips in the Cash App so I can buy Bitcoin." So this is how commonplace it's being. I was like, "What?" So I had to bend her ear. What do you? She's like, "Yeah, I buy all my tips. I put all my money in Cash App and just buy Bitcoin and hold it, and I just keep it in there."
Yeah, see, so
that's one way to do it.
If you're looking for long-term holds, do what he does, buy the dips,
That's all I do.
You don't really
I get lost when he's going. I'm actually learning the trade analysis with Billy's. I'm learning as you guys are learning.
Or just buy now and fucking wait 10 years because you're never going to find the bottom. You're never going to find the
Bitcoin
perfect time to buy in.
Bitcoin is not going anywhere. At some point,
10 years, you're going to make guaranteed 10 extra money. So
Bitcoin is going to be worth $500,000 or $1 million a coin eventually. It might be 10 years, are you saying? But we are still at the beginning of this. How many? I mean, 0.5% of the people in the world use it. For some kind of analogy, in 1995, only 0.5% of the world used the internet. So you're basically investing in the internet at the beginning. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
I mean, even if you are going with the
if you look at those terms, yeah.
even if you are going for the strategy like Brandon, the long-term holder, you know, you're not planning on touching this for the next 5 years or so, I wouldn't be going all in on these wicks. You know what I'm saying? If you look back here, anything can happen. Look at this parabolic move right here.
It was insane.
You know what I'm saying?
The past couple of months have just been crazy.
So
You don't want to buy up in here and you know, have it continue to go down, because then that's when you're going to get the weak hands.
Like
you're going to get
Janet
scared.
Yellen
You're going to
does
end up
on me.
selling for a loss. Buy little pieces. You know what I'm saying? If you have 10 grand you want to invest in.
Well, my argument to that is, if you do buy right now, you shouldn't even be worried about the fall then. Like, if you buy right now, you're worried about the long-term play anyway, because if we look at the people that FOMO bought in 2017 at 18 and 22,000 when the original spike happened, those people that FOMO bought there and then they didn't sell on time, they sat on pretty much nothing for 3 years. 3 years they sat on that money for nothing, and now finally 3 years later they just doubled their money. It took them 3 years where they were in the loss, but 3 years later they still double their money. Like, yeah, they could have made way more, but hopefully they bought more when it was down.
As it was going.
As it was down there.
Accumulate.
That's what I'm
always
saying. If you only
accumulate
have
more.
10,000
I want more Satoshis.
If you only have, like, let's say, for example, 10,000 that you plan on investing over the course of the next 5 years, then maybe dollar cost averaging your way down is the better idea, instead of buying just it all right here and then.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I don't.
In the next 5 years you're not going to have any more money to invest.
Well,
like,
I wouldn't think anyone's just throwing all their money. I would assume, like, if you're a smart investor, you're throwing like 10% of your like weekly income or so into like Bitcoin, or like up to 10. I wouldn't say go more, depending on how much disposable income that you have and how much you can invest.
But I have had people ask me, like, oh, you know, I want to throw, you know, everything I have on this one thing, you know, and that's another.
That's
thing
a gamble.
Too. Maybe diversify.
I know we're in Vegas, but
yeah, that's a gamble. That's not an investment.
Would you tell him? No.
No, I told him he should pick his favorite 3 and focus on those. You know.
Speaking
split his cash up into 3, focus on those. Unless you're just a true Bitcoin maxi and you just totally believe that Bitcoin's gonna.
Did you say Marxist? What?
Maxi.
I don't even know what a maxi.
Maxi pad. That's your big fat maxi pad, and
it's just people that are
Moon
just
boys?
all about Bitcoin.
Maximalist.
I call them Moon Boys.
The Moon Boys.
But yeah, I mean, because
Moonshine
think about it,
boys.
you know, for sure, put 1,000 there, put 1,000 there, you're in for $2,000. If it continues to fall, buy
The
another
whole
1,000.
point is you
know what I'm
just
saying?
need to get in to Bitcoin. It's the future of money, and at some point you need to get in no matter what.
It is, and in my opinion, you're never going to find the perfect top or bottom. So just get in.
Start learning.
Start slowly throwing in at least 10% of your weekly income into it if you plan on investing in it, and just start picking up little bits every week. Hopefully you get a good price and you can buy a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's always be buying a little bit.
For a long-term holder, definitely pick a set amount you can afford to put down on Bitcoin and just buy Bitcoin at the same time every week. You know what I'm saying? Maybe every 2 weeks, whatever. Every 2 weeks, buy $500 worth of Bitcoin, no matter what the price is, because over time you're going to be dollar cost averaging in as well. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just what I was saying. Just don't be going all in, even if you are a long-term holder. You know, you want to be dollar cost averaging in. But if you're looking to get in and do a swing trade, maybe say, you know, you want to buy in here and potentially sell some here, you're definitely going to want to be using a stop loss and stuff like that to manage your risk.
Which eventually we'll have a little snippet of Billy explaining all this terminology as we go per episode. Yeah. For those of us that don't understand it, like me.
And definitely do be investing. Y'all do be investing. Y'all got to be investing.
Yes,
like,
you can't sit your money.
Don't leave your money in cash. I mean, you're literally losing money by having your money sit there in cash. Like, obviously at least 2% a year because of inflation, if not up to like 8% right now because of the amount of money that's being printed.
Cash is trash. Bitcoin is king.
Bitcoin or other investments, just anything that's earning you a return and that's going up with the markets right now. Because like if we look at from March till now, 90% of investments that you could have made, if not 90, like in the upper 70s, if not 80% of investments that you could have made in the markets are profitable right now if you got in March.
Yeah, and that's same thing with Bitcoin. I think something like 94% of all the Bitcoin addresses that exist are in profit. Think about that. 94% of everyone that's bought Bitcoin are in profit. There's literally, I think I read an article where there was only, up until, I'm not sure now, but there was only 10 days, and this was probably in 2017 when we went to 20,000, I think there maybe between 6 and 10 days where you could have bought Bitcoin and actually lost money. So think about that.
I bought on those days, I'm pretty sure.
It was almost, so it was harder for you to pick a day to buy Bitcoin where you would lose money. Like literally, anyone could just throw money into Bitcoin, and 95% of those people that just threw all their money into Bitcoin made a profit.
Yeah, I mean, and I could say too.
That's
crazy,
impressive.
dude.
That's impressive.
The best strategy for a new crypto investor would be the long-term hodl, because if I look back at all the losses I've taken back in the day, I could have, if I would have just bought spot and held without trying the day trading game, and just held and just invested every couple weeks over time. And
I should have been more stern with you, because every time you guys were talking about it, like, hey, I found the spot. I'm going in, guys. I'm going in big. I'm just going to do a 20x, just a 20x.
Learn from these
I
mistakes,
said something, yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, couldas. There's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas on this end of the mic.
Well, because I didn't understand it. Yeah, I figured Billy knows his trade analysis. So I'm just like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It takes a lot. I'm
not doing that.
With the day trading thing, like I said, it's going to take you to have the feeling like you got kicked in the fucking stomach over and over and over, and I don't advise that feeling to anyone, because
you don't sleep. You fucking your hair your hair starts falling out. Like I remember I had 4 TVs up, and they were always
watching
going,
it
always going, and it was I would wake up from my sleep to look at a TV and then go back to sleep, and then wake up and look at the screen and then go back to sleep.
Yeah.
With leverage, see, that's
you can't sleep comfortably.
I mean, even without leverage day trading, I think you should be starting to maybe start paper trading. Just focus on the long-term hodl bag, and while studying swing trading.
Fancy terms.
Listening to us, because we'll explain a bunch of this stuff as we go
take
along.
Us, I mean, we've all.
You say hodl bagging?
Hodl
bag.
Hodl bag. Yeah, hodl bag. Hodl. Look up hodl if you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I just like that term, hodl bagging.
Hodl bag.
It's like someone you would see on Blade Runner with a hodl bag. He's got his USB, and he's out there in the fucking dystopian wasteland, and
sounds
he's carrying
like Bitcoin tea bag.
$12 billion in a little
hodl bags, man. That's
USB. Your little USB bag. That's mind blowing, bro.
You see the meme all the time, hodl, and it's true.
Yeah, look. If you're new, look up hodl.
Don't even work. Don't even look at the charts. Just set a set amount every couple weeks you want to buy that you can afford to buy, and just buy it. Same time, same week. Set it, forget it, look at it in 5 years, and you'll be very happy.
Channel.
What's your prediction?
Sound like Ron Popeil. Yeah.
What's your price prediction for this next
predictions.
week? So what do you think Bitcoin's going to do this week?
This week, I mean, looking at the chart here, should we full screen this?
Yeah.
What is today? I don't have a job.
Today is Wednesday.
What is this? Yes. Every day is Wednesday to me.
How we just go with this one?
Let's go with that.
Yeah. What you think, Billy?
What's going on here?
What's your call?
Let's see.
I mean, right now we're just consolidating. I can't really.
Here we go. Okay.
I can't really put a thesis out of what's going to happen unless we lose this.
Well, you could always put one out. Just
unless we
might not be right.
Well, I don't
always put one out.
I can't say it's going to go up. Because I don't know. You'll know these levels right here give you confirmation of what's about to happen. If we lose this blue demand zone right here, this daily support, we're most likely coming down for this wick. We may see a bounce here, and then it's a retest of this lost support. We could potentially reject off here, come back down, and I think 28K may be in store before continuation.
Before we go up?
If we continue to, if we break out here, we'll see the reaction to this supply
Can I get
resistance
some fancy
zone.
Madden lines?
I want some 28K Bitcoin, bro. Give me the 28K, bro.
You know where the market's going based off.
I think it's going mid-20s.
Based off confirmation of with these levels. You know, this is an important level right here. If we lose it, we're coming down most likely to 28. If we pop up, we got to get past this red resistance zone. We got to get past that. Once we get past that and close above it, it's more of a telling sign that we're going to have continuation up. So right now we're just consolidating. I don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
That means it's alt season. So my prediction
until we lose this level or break this level, then we can say, okay, this week's looking healthy. I think we're going to just continue up, do another run. But until then, can't really put a prediction.
Yeah.
Just watch these levels right here.
I'm going.
You concur, Brandon?
Yeah, no, I see. We're consolidating. I know what he's saying between for beginners out there, the two levels that we went to. We went to 40K, which was our all-time high, and then we're coming down. We've been consolidating in this range. What 30 to 38, whatever we've been doing all week.
Yeah, I mean, the all-time high was 42.
And what have we been staying between though?
We fell down to about 30.2K, and we've just been consolidating, which is
to 30,
ranging sideways movement.
All right, so we're at, what are we at, 34 or something? So by next Wednesday, I'm calling, we'll be up in the 37 range, 38. So I might buy a little bit this week. I think we're gonna go up next week with all the printers gonna be fucking running overtime. They're gonna have Secret Service dudes running on treadmills to make these things go faster to print money. So I'm gonna buy a little. I think we're gonna go up.
To another.
And same thing with Ethereum. Because we broke the all-time high on a few exchanges, but it was different on a few exchanges.
To another point to that, a good, an indicator a lot of guys use is the DXY, which is the dollar. Right now we're sitting right on top of a really important level here for the DXY. This is
okay. So we're
basically usually when the DXY is pumping, Bitcoin's going down. When the DXY is coming down, Bitcoin's pumping. So right now, if you look at this level,
it's going to be coming down with all this money being printed.
This is a monthly chart, right? So this goes back all the way to 1968. And now look at this level. We got some support, resistance.
So what was that parabolic move right there? That was what year?
Maybe the internet bubble or something.
Okay.
It looks like the most recent one was 2012. So that was when.
No, so
when the hell did the internet even come out?
Is that 2008? The second parabolic move? Was that 2008 to 12?
Coming in.
Okay, so that's that's all the quantitative easing. That's all the free money we gave the banks. We're about to do that again, my opinion. What I'm saying, they're about to be printing this money, giving it all away, and Bitcoin's coming back. We're going to take another run. That's just my prediction.
I mean, looking at this historic level right here, I would say this is a pretty important level. We're sitting right on top of a monthly support. If my guess is we should be bouncing on the dollar here pretty soon, which will have an impact on Bitcoin, and that impact will be down.
I'm just doing this at a quick glance. I think every time we had a Republican government, it was under the line. Every time we had a Democratic government, it was above the line. If you look at the year range, we're looking at Clinton in the night from 96 to 04, we're above. Bush came in, we're below. Obama came in, we're above. And now, that's Trump right there. When Trump stayed above, it looked like we came down, we tapped it and bounced back up during Trump's presidency. That's what happened. We were coming back down and bounced back up during that. Right there.
So is this a theory you're creating?
2016.
This is a theory I'm creating. This is a theory I'm coming up with out of thin fucking air. Like I said, we're Cryptardz. Like this is just the bullshit that runs through my head.
So you're saying that.
I'm feeling like if we just go according to the like this Trump presidency. These past 4 years were a fucking anomaly anyway. So I wouldn't expect that to follow any kind of a pattern.
This is it.
So if we're back to I think we're probably going to go back up.
Looks like a double Bart bubble. We're doing the double Bart bubble here. Looks like Bart is peeking over the wall over there with what was his name? The guy who worked for the FBI, the cocaine dealer. what was that? Family Home Improvement.
Oh yeah, Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah. It was Bart was peeking over his wall like his neighbor.
Oh, Wilson.
So the dollar, Wilson. Bart was at Wilson's house looking over the wall. That means the dollar's going down. I think it's going down because they're printing. They're going to be printing. So we'll see next week when we see you Cryptardz out there. We'll see who was right.
Yeah, I mean we'll keep an eye on it. But usually, general rule of thumb is once DXY is going up, Bitcoin's coming down. If DXY is falling, Bitcoin's going up. Because you gotta think, the strength of the dollar, the value of the dollar is going up. People want to be in the dollar.
Yeah.
When the price of dollars is coming down, people want to be in something else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but I just don't see how the dollar is going to get stronger when we're going to be printing up 400 trillion more of them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just looking at the
It
charts,
depends on if the people spend it, because people aren't spending money right now.
Yeah,
the amount of money being held in bank accounts is the highest it's ever been. Like everyone is just holding on to their money.
We can talk about that too. The velocity of money. I don't know anybody getting any loans, getting money. All that money's going to the banks. They print it, but that's why the stock market's going up.
But even the people that have money right now, they're just holding. There's nothing to do to spend. You can't spend your money right now. There's nothing to go spend your money on.
Bullish divergence printed on...
Bullet divergence? What?
Bullish.
Oh, I know there's a bullet divergence. You see all these militia nut jobs?
Man, that shit was crazy. And
it's all crazy. The world's crazy. That's why you need to buy Bitcoin. It's sovereign money. You own it. Not some bank. I gotta go to some bank and say, "Hey, can I take out 7,000?" Well, you gotta sign form 10 TID 10, and this form we had call the FBI and do a background check on you to see if you can take this money out. Suck a dick. I'm gonna transfer 14 million right now. Whoever the fuck I want. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Suck on my dick. That's what you're going to do. That's why you should be in Bitcoin, because you do whatever the hell, it's your money. No government can tell you what to do. I mean, they could try, but fuck them.
Yeah.
You have all your money in the bank, I'm going to question your IQ.
Last word with Billy? What you got, Billy?
As far as what?
What you got going on in this chart?
No, I think we pretty much went over it. These are two key levels right here to be watching. I can't really tell where it's going. Nobody does until this is either lost or that's either broken.
Yeah,
But like I said, I'd be placing some bids here, and I think that'd be a pretty good solid spot for a bounce.
Yeah,
that sounds dope. I mean, my prediction is I think we'll consolidate here in this range between this D1 and the demand and supply zone. I think we're going to consolidate it for at least a month or two. I think we're just going to go sideways. I think we're going to have sideways action before we fall below that demand zone. I don't think we're going to break above it yet. I think we're just going to consolidate sideways and then slowly fall back down for a while, this entire year, I believe, and before we go on another parabolic run.
Yeah, I mean, another
with that,
another indicator that a lot of people keep an eye on is the 4-hour 200 moving average. If you look back, it's held up as strong support since a fucking long ass time. If you look back in time,
long ass time.
It's always held up as
the LAT support. Average. Long ass time, bro.
When we lose,
if you look at the LAT,
when you lose that 4-hour 200,
you're here below the RSI.
Yeah, but I mean, see, if like I was saying, if we were to buy these wicks, we'd have to lose this 4-hour 200 moving average,
which hasn't happened in a long time.
I mean, it has, but look at this. It hasn't happened since 10.7K. Okay. Look at it right here. It's fell almost.
So it's overdue.
Bounce.
So when we come crashing through, we're coming fucking crashing through like a waterfall.
It's
going to be a red river. It's going to be like the fucking blood wedding.
That's time to buy. We're going to the blood wedding. We're hanging out with these barbarians, and we're waiting until they're lying on the floor bleeding, and we're going to scoop up their gold. In this case, I'm talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I mean, now looking here, I'd be placing, like I said, say you wanted to put 1,000 there, I'd maybe split it up, put 500 here, 500 here, 1,000 there. We'd have to lose this 200 moving average to even get to this wick. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I would just set bids and forget it, see what happens.
Set it and forget.
Set it and forget it. That's the final word with Billy, guys. It's your boys, Billy, Brandon, and Ruhz. We are the Cryptardz. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification down below. Comment down below if you're new to the community. Let us know what's going on in you guys' head. How long you guys been trading? Let's trade some information. We'll have a Discord server up soon for you guys. So be sure to check the description down below, and we'll put a link for that. And your boys, the Cryptardz, we out.
Peace.